Another beautiful Monday morning. Welcome to Monday Blitz. Shatter Boy here. But of course, I'm not doing this alone. Niko na Rocho. Before I introduce Rocho, I have to bring a disclaimer. If you're an Arsenal fan, usikasirike. It's about to get messy. Welcome aboard, Rocho. How was the weekend?
Well, I had a lovely weekend. A lot of tension here and there as a parent, but all went well.
All right.
I'm so happy that I'm now being vindicated.
All right.
Slowly, the Arsenal fraternity is vindicating me.
All right. Let us bring Innocent Mutiso. Karibu sana. Happy New Year.
Thank you very much. Happy New Year to you too.
I hope
and to all the viewers out there.
Amazing. I hope Arsenal hajakuanzia pia weekend vibaya.
No. Actually, contrary to the opinion of many people, I'm actually a happy man. I'm glad that Arsenal was bundled out of the FA Cup because our squad as it is already depleted with injuries, and we also have a very small squad, and it will take a toll on the overload of the players. So I think it came at a good time, and right now we won't have that influx of fixtures and get more injuries from our players. The players looked dejected yesterday.
Yes.
They were out of place after, Manchester United had a whole week of preparation, while Arsenal had played midweek a very tough game against Newcastle United in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup first leg. So the players were tired, and everyone is blaming Arteta. But you can see, when you talk about statistics, Arsenal had 26 attempts, 7 on target. The goalkeeper of the man of the match, we did not score anything. And I think that will open the eyes of the board and also the technical bench that we need a striker, a midfielder, and a winger, because we need to have more depth in the team. If you look at at Arsenal's bench in the last 3-4 games, you'll see that there's been only one attacker on the bench.
All right.
I'm not dejected.
A lot of
I'm
words.
a happy person.
A lot of words saying nothing.
Okay, guys,
a lot
we've
of
not
big
started the
words.
show yet. Wait. That was just an introduction.
A lot of big words
We
saying
have
nothing.
set the tempo for you. This is how the show starts today. Clearly, it is fire, and we want you to be part of this show. But of course, Arsenal might have a lot of things and a lot of issues, but an issue they do not have is stadia. They have a very beautiful stadium called the Emirates Stadium. Na hapa Kenya pia tumetengeneza viwanja, zinakaa ziko vizuri. CS aliongea akasema hapa in the next 1 week sisi tuko tayari kuhost CHAN na pia AFCON ikikuja. So of course we want you to be interactive. And our question of the day tunakuuliza leo is, what do you think Kenya should do to maintain the standards of our stadia? Now that tumepiga renovations hapa na pale, what do you think we should do to maintain those standards? All right? Yeah, because clearly zinaweza tengenezwa leo, kesho watu waamue kutoka na viti. Zitengenezwe tena, watu waamue kuna fence wanapita nayo. So get interactive. SMS number is 22047. Rudia pole pole Shata. SMS number is 22047. There's a WhatsApp number on your screens hapa chini. Also unaweza tuandikia kwenye WhatsApp. Get us on Facebook, X, TikTok, Instagram, everywhere. TV47 Kenya. All right, Arocho, let me come to you before we come to, because today I want us to dwell mostly on Kenyan football. But let me ask you, is it time for Arteta to leave Arsenal? Do you feel Arteta has reached his ceiling?
I think not yet. Not yet, because I believe Arteta can perform better. If I was in a position, I could have given him another season or two, because I believe Arsenal will win the league in the next 2 seasons. But for now, no, surely. Which league are you talking about?
The Premier League.
The kind of performance that we saw in Arsenal over this week is disastrous. Look at the way Arsenal played against Newcastle.
We played very well.
But I'm looking at the scoreline. Football is about the scores. Hizi vitu zingine zote ni kelele. And I really feel for the likes of Mutiso, because he's using very big words, but saying nothing. The bottom line is Arsenal had a disastrous week. They lost in the Carabao Cup semi-finals, first leg. I believe they're going to lose once again in the second leg. Look at the way they played against Manchester United yesterday. There's nothing that Manchester United loses. If Manchester won, if Manchester lost, it's all the same. But there was a lot at stake for Arsenal. The pride, the confidence, and you could see that, yes, they created a lot of chances, but all that is just statistics. All that is just statistics, my brother Mutiso. A young Manchester United side. Yes, it's a team that is not going to win anything, if you ask me, this season. They're just Manchester United is a team that is just going to keep the pace, and of course, perhaps make sure that the team doesn't get relegated. Because I think, yes, Manchester United is 6 points away from relegation. So when you play a team 6 points away from relegation and you struggle against that team, yet you want to put yourself as a contender of the league, Arteta should be given more time so that the pain can sink even more. And I believe that they are going to add him more time. And yes, they can be around, top 4. Arsenal will be top 4. Not because they deserve being in top 4. It's simply because the rest are also not doing well. Look at Newcastle, on and off. Look at Chelsea, on and off. And that's the reason why Arsenal is still somewhere in top 4. But if in any case, we go back 15 or so years ago and put the same scenario, Arsenal could have not been anywhere in top 4, because that time we had United, we had Chelsea, we had Liverpool, we had several teams that were fighting for that title. But this season, it's only one team that is fighting for this title, and that's Liverpool.
All right.
Wow.
Listen, I know you have a lot to say, but in the history of Arsenal, I do not think there's a manager that has been backed by the Arsenal owners as Arteta has been backed, because he said there's no manager that has bought a player of 100 million. Arteta did it with Rice, you know, but we go on the transfer market, he looks for a left back. Transfer market, another left back. Transfer market, another left back. Insistent on Kai Havertz, moving Havertz from a number 8 to a number 9. It's been failing him. It's been last year, 7th of January, Liverpool knocked us out of the FA. Same way, 2-0 loss at home. 7th of January this year, lose 2-0 at the Carabao. 12th of January this year, we lose to Manchester United. We are knocked out of the FA Cup. What is this that you think Arteta has to offer at Arsenal? Why is he insistent on not buying a striker?
Oh, well, remember during the Wenger days, everyone was talking that Arsenal has no backbone. The defense is in shambles. Every time we are on top form, we're playing beautiful football, we come and meet Manchester, we're not doing very well, they beat us because we don't have a good defense. We don't have a leader in the team. Since Arteta came in, not many people realize that Arteta is a novice. It was his first chance for first team football. Arsenal was his first project, and he had the phases. And right now we are on the 4th phase. He started on very well. He tried to shore up the defense. He tried to start his project with young players. And right now, he's looking on course. I don't know what Arocho is saying, that we were playing badly. We did not struggle against United. We did not struggle against Newcastle. We created a host of chances. We dominated the game from first to finish. But we don't have that cutting edge. That is not what we don't have. Look at the statistics. You know, Arocho is talking about, you don't mind about the statistics, sorry. And I'm trying to say that when you look at the possession, 70 to 30% for Manchester, the same for Newcastle. When you look at the chances created, 23 attempts against Newcastle with 3 on target. When you look at against Manchester, 70% possession with 7 on target. But we're not scoring. The problem is the striking department. We have a good midfield, which is creating chances. We have a good defense, which is not conceding so many goals. But we lack the cutting edge in having striking. This is the same problem that also Arsene Wenger had. Remember when Leicester City took the league, 2015-2016 season? Everyone was screaming at Arsene Wenger, sign a striker that January, because we all knew what Giroud is all about. And at that time, he missed a huge opportunity to get Emerick Aubameyang from Borussia Dortmund, because his contract had already ended. He was waiting for an offer from any team, a big team that is. But he renewed his contract with Borussia Dortmund when Arsenal did not go. And everyone was saying that we are scoring goals. We don't need another striker. But Giroud went for 2 good months without scoring any goal. That's how we lost the league. Last season, we were scoring so many goals after that, after the Dubai trip. We were scoring so many goals. People were saying we don't need a striker, but we needed a striker to have that cutting edge. Look at the games that we lost. against Bayern Munich, we needed a striker. We created so many chances, but we did not score in the second leg. That game against Liverpool, we also needed a striker. That game against Aston Villa, we needed a striker. So that's Mikel Arteta took priority for Champions League. Remember that week? He took priority in Champions League, so he rested some key players, of which we don't have that cutting edge. Remember that chance, that last gasp chance Bukayo Saka had? We lack that cutting edge. We need a striker. The midfield is creating chances. Our defense is top-notch. We have a very good goalkeeper, but we lack that cutting edge. And Mikel Arteta and the board right now have their work cut out, that we need a winger who scores goals and a striker to feed off the chances which are being created. Because when you look at Kai Havertz, he's not your typical out-and-out striker, because he drops into midfield. He does all the hard work with being the first man starting our defense. But we need an out-and-out striker who has striker's instinct. And right now, the market is full of them. We just need to go there and pick one or two. And that, I am sure, because of the loss against Newcastle, the loss against
United,
the whole world can see that Arsenal needs a striker. Striker. And that is what we will get this month.
Unfortunately, the people that it matters most to, that need to know and see that Arsenal needs a striker, do not see it.
I need to respond.
Arsenal
At least I need to respond.
we need to come home.
No, yes. Before we come home, this cannot go unchallenged. You know, I like the way Mutiso is bringing out his points. Very articulate. But what is the bottom line?
We
need a striker.
We need a striker.
No, wait. The bottom line is winning. He's coming out here to say...
That's why
wait. He's coming up with a theory that Arsenal played so well against Newcastle, giving us a lot of very big numbers positively on Arsenal's score. But ultimately, in football, we are talking about winning. We are not getting into the nitty-gritties of Arsenal as these other teams. We are not going to discuss your striker issue. That's an internal issue.
But it's a glaring issue.
For us, what we are
be addressed.
What we are talking about is Arsenal lost 2 in a row, and in the next 3 or 4 weeks, Arsenal is going to lose I hope one day you guys will come, the two of you, in this studio and say, guys, our league is over, our season is over, and now what you are waiting for is to see other teams flourish. And once again, I'm going to say it here. Liverpool is going to win this league, not because they are good. It's that there's lack of competition.
They're not going to win this league.
Okay, guys.
They are not going to win this league.
We shall continue this on our podcast.
We'll revisit. We will revisit.
We shall revisit this later, because we have to come back home now and talk about CHAN. And also, we have to talk about Mapinduzi Cup that we were bundled out of. But let's start with CHAN. We saw the CS wa sports, Mvuria, akipatiana updates on our stadia. I think let us listen to what the CS said, then we come back and discuss our preparedness into hosting CHAN together with Tanzania and Uganda.
I know we have had months and months of preparation for the championship that is going to take place in February. And therefore, I want to announce to Kenyans that Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania are ready to host the championship in the month of February. And in addition, CAF has a lot of confidence with the Republic of Kenya. And therefore, on Wednesday, the draw and the pooling of teams will be done here in Nairobi at the KICC, just behind me here, where all the 19 teams will be pooled. So after Wednesday, after that event, then each of the teams will know their groups, and they will know how they will, who they will be meeting in the tournament. And then from there, they can do further preparations to win the game.
All right. Tuanze na wewe, Innocent, according to you, do you think preparedness ya Kenya imefika pahali Tanzania na Uganda wamefika?
Not really, because when you look at Uganda and Tanzania, they were approved so many months ago. And Kenya, we've been struggling with time and trying to beat the deadlines. And you've seen that it's been a case of missteps every other time. And why is it so? Because the previous regime were not working in tandem with the federation of with the government of the day, and that is what we need. When you look at Tanzania, when you look at Uganda, when you look at Rwanda, even South Sudan, a country juzi too, they are all working together with the government. The federation of the day is working with the government of the day, and that is why you can see that they were prepared earlier enough than Kenya. It's so sad that Juba have an international stadium before Kenya did, but right now I think we've learned our lesson, and the CS has his work cut out when it comes to matters football. He knows that there's a lot of passion when it comes to football in Kenya. It's the most followed sport in Kenya, despite athletics being our best export. But then again, our lack of preparedness can really come to haunt us. You know, when you fail to prepare, you plan to fail. And when you look at the previous regime, you could just see what was glaring. And right now, we just needed that change, and we have that change right now. And when you look at Kasarani and Nyayo Stadium, right now in Nairobi, apart from Dandora Stadium, when those two stadiums have been closed for renovation, there's no stadium, another stadium in Nairobi. It's a very sad state of affair, and this is the capital city. So we need to do more. The federation needs to continue working in tandem with the government of the day, so that we are even more prepared. We had the Mapinduzi Cup, and which it was supposed to be a good litmus test in our preparation for the CHAN. And right now, if I ask Arocho or you, do we have a first 11?
We are yet to see. Arocho.
well, personally, I think I'm going to look at it from two fronts. One, I think Kenya is very lucky. We are very lucky. We are lucky because we are strategically placed. Our infrastructure has helped us. Not football infrastructure in terms of stadiums or the stadia. Our infrastructure in terms of roads and our hotels. That is what has given us the advantage to host this tournament. We would have not hosted this tournament. Look at, for example, Nambole Stadium in Uganda. It is placed in a very, for the lack of a better word, a very squeezed area.
Congested.
Yes, it's very congested. For a team to leave Nambole to their hotel, it can take as much as 4 hours. But luckily for us, once again, we have a very good infrastructure in our roads. You leave the airport within 5 minutes, you are at Nyayo Stadium through the expressway. You leave Nyayo Stadium to any of the hotels, is another 5 minutes. So basically that has been our advantage. Our stadiums have taken some time to be ready, but it's good that the minister promised that by the end of this week, Kasarani will be ready, Nyayo will be ready. But for me, I'm not looking at CHAN. I'm not even looking at AFCON. I'm looking at the infrastructure that will be left for the football fraternity once we are done. We don't have a stadium, as is said, in Nairobi. Dandora is a stadium, but when you look at it from the fans' perspective, it's somehow small. It cannot host a big match. So we are somehow handicapped. But once we are done with this tournament, the infrastructure will remain for the football fraternity. So we are going to enjoy world-class facility as a fraternity once we are done with this tournament. But once again, kudos to the government. It was not easy. The government is currently going through a lot of financial challenges, as we know, but they've gone out of their way and made sure that we are going to host this tournament. I'm happy that even the draw is being done here. I'm seeing the opening ceremony being done in Tanzania, if you ask me, and I'm seeing the finals being played in Kenya. The reason why I'm looking at the opening ceremony being done in Tanzania, once we have the draw in Kenya, I think they want to split it. Draw in Kenya, then the opening ceremony in Tanzania, and perhaps the closing ceremony in Uganda. But I'm still hesitant to look at Uganda as a possible venue because of where the stadium in Nambole is placed. Because, for example, the finals, for example, Uganda goes into the finals, it will be chaos in Kampala because where the stadium is placed is a very strategic point as far as the movement within the town, and
The traffic situation.
the outlet. Yes, in a nutshell, the traffic situation around Nambole
Shambles.
is chaos. Once again,
But
we are a lucky country.
Actually, most organizers would want that chaos, because if you have an event you want to disrupt, you know, I cannot be hosting a final at Kasarani and everything is running as normal in Kenya.
No,
People have to know that I am here.
What I mean by chaos,
Disrupt Kampala,
there is good
then
chaos.
you've done something.
There is good chaos.
Yes, this
but
is
this,
chaos where
no.
This is not bad.
Shutterball, this is bad chaos.
This is bad chaos.
I'll give you an example. AFCON, that was done in Cameroon,
Cameroon, yes.
it was chaos.
Yeah, that's true.
In the finals, it almost came to a point where the players were going to be airlifted from their hotels to the stadium.
There was even
because
a stampede.
yes, there was chaos. The vehicles, the two teams, that is Cameroon and who else was in the final?
Ivory Coast.
Ivory Coast. They could not move from their stadium to the venue in time, simply because of the traffic situation around that stadium. Yes, I like what you're trying to bring about good chaos. But have you been in Kampala when the Uganda national, the Cranes are playing? The movement from the city center to the stadium is chaos. So for me, once again, we as Kenyans are lucky because we have good infrastructure. And let's thank whoever came up with the expressway, because it's going to give us a lot of advantage.
It's a game changer.
Yes, and even AFCON, it will be hosted in Kenya, not necessarily because we have good playing surface or we have good kind of sitting area in our stadiums. It is because the access from the airport, because CAF looks at the airport, the entry point, the stadia where the games are being played, and of course where the teams are sleeping, that is the hotels. So that is our advantage. Any other thing, we've scored low, but as far as the movement, we've done so well.
So as a country, ideally what we're saying is that we are dependent on the infrastructure beyond the playing surface.
Yes.
Which should not be the case.
Yes.
But we do hope by the end of the week, now we'll be able to say beyond the infrastructure that we have, that is the hospitality industry, also we have our pitches ready. Okay? Now, Innocent brought a point, yeah?
Yeah, before you continue, Arteta brought a very important point. What happens next? Because we remain with the infrastructure.
Yes.
I hope we won't have a situation like we had in South Africa after the 2010 World Cup, where all the infrastructure became grazing for cows. And I really hope that the Federation of the Day, like Hussein, in his 3 pillars, he said that he will work on infrastructures.
Yes.
We have enough stadiums in Kenya. All we need is renovation. He should work together with the county governments so that they renovate these stadiums. The federation knows the quality of grass that's needed. It's a very sad state of affairs that Kasarani twice, they missed it twice.
Yes.
So it shows that there was a huge disconnect between the federation and the government of the day. But right now they're working in tandem, and I wish the current regime the very best, because right now, as things are going really well, and this CHAN is a start.
All right.
About the grass, sorry, Shatta. I think somebody was just being mischievous. Because CAF gives you the specs of the kind of grass they want.
Yes.
Then you go bring your own grass. You go bring your own grass.
Yes, our town. What we say is that I know someone cheaper, guys.
You know,
I know someone.
and it did happen once. Surely it happened twice.
Twice.
We were planting grass. CAF comes and say, this is not the grass.
Yes.
Tunatoa tena that grass. Then we put an, you know, one thing about Kenyans, we're just ridiculous. We are ridiculous. But it's good that the ridiculous team has gone home. Now at least we have people who, I believe, it's still my belief, that they're going to be transparent and there's going to be some sense of accountability.
Yes.
Because that is what has been lacking in the previous.
And most of all, seriousness.
You bring the same grass.
Kama enye itakikani, it means lack of seriousness.
No, we are just ridiculous.
You know, said that has kama Kenya has a first 11. Now that we are about to play CHAN, but before we get to the first 11, let us talk about discipline. Okay? Harambee Stars was playing in the Mapinduzi Cup, semi-final. Let me call it semi-final, because after that was the final. our captain akapigwa red card. We all saw the skirmishes. Lakini pia referee akarusha ngumi, akarushia player ngumi. You know,
I'd like to challenge Mutiso. He's the closest. He's the guy in this room who has played the top football.
Yes.
Juicy. Surely what happened here, Mutiso? I don't know why our captain was all over the referee. He picked the referee's card.
He got physical.
He was all over the referee. But even this referee...
But captain ako allowed kuongea na ref.
No, Chata. This is wrong. You see the other players were beat, they were giving some distance. But our captain, I hope we have a clip where the referee threw a punch.
Yes.
You know, are we in the world or in the mass? This is a referee who is supposed to bring law and order in the stadium.
Yes.
I don't know why we don't have that clip where the referee
just
threw a punch.
Run it all in order.
Surely.
Yes, it will show you.
You know, I say we are ridiculous.
Yes.
If somebody was watching this thing in Europe, you know, he's wondering,
yes,
are these people in a zoo or they are playing soccer? Because a referee threw a punch.
Yes.
You know, the
and
game...
it landed, by the way.
Yeah, it landed on somebody's face. Shut up, boy.
It landed on the
I don't know. There's something that he...
So who do you blame in
Aboud,
this?
first and foremost, and I also like to hear the player's perspective,
yes,
because he's just played the other day. I think Aboud overstepped his mandate. One. And two, this is not the first time.
Yes.
There's a match when police was playing at Dandora. He did the same thing.
He took
the referee's card.
Yes.
And in fact, he was showing that, you know, there are things that cannot happen. But having said that, I think also, as a federation, we need to act.
Yes.
Because I'm seeing FIFA acting. I remember in 2010, in Rwanda, I was in Rwanda when Sekafa was being played. Sofapaka represented Kenya. Because they won the league in 2009, then 2010, they were representing us in Sekafa. There's a player called Trezemputu. He was playing, Trezor, he was playing for Topisa Mazembe. He did something of that kind. And then the federation in Zaire did not respond. FIFA responded. FIFA banned that player for 3 months not to play any kind of football. Sometimes back, there was a player called Lutumba Menga. I think this time you guys were still very young. Lutumba Menga, FC Leopards was playing a team from Zaire called FC Kalamu. He brought chaos in the stadium. Now, his chaos were even more than what we are seeing. The guy beat up everyone, even journalists who came close to him and his coach came, Akakula. You know, that guy just became a madman.
He became unruly.
Do you know what FIFA did? He was banned for life. That is how serious such things, when they go to FIFA, can attract.
You just don't do that in this time and age.
What do you do?
You don't do that. No, I'm saying what the player did, what Aboud did. I don't agree what he did. You know, a captain epitomizes the team. He's the custodian of the team on the pitch. And when your captain is on the forefront on confronting the referee and even allowing the other players to come in and also continue confronting the referee. And the fact that he went as far as getting physical with the referee and taking his card, it's unacceptable. As a captain, you're supposed to show a sense of composure. You're supposed to be calm in such situations. He's supposed to take the players away from the referee because he's the only one solely who's supposed to be talking to the referee when skirmishes like that happen. And you see what he did? He let down a whole country. He let down his teammates. He let down the technical bench. He let down the whole of Kenya, because we were in a very good position. We were going to win this Mapinduzi Cup. It was a perfect litmus test to see where we are in preparations for the CHAN. But where are we? We are indisciplined. That is so wrong what Aboud Omar did. And I hope he's listening to me. We've played together. We played against each other. And he should sit down and reflect. He should not have such bad temper. And I am sure he will not see the captain's armband again. That is something that I don't think even the new technical bench can accept such behavior. And something that has been going rounds on social media is that the technical bench was even complicit in cheering the captain going on his, what he did, his actions, of which, for me, personally, I think it's very wrong. Because you cannot accept such behavior on the pitch. I mean, times have changed. In this time and age, there's technology. And I think it should open the eyes of actually Eastern Africa or in Africa to bring in more technology in officiating. I think it's time we introduced the fourth assistant official, the third and fourth assistant official who are behind the posts. I think we need that for the matches to have more integrity. And in the process, we also need to slowly bring in VAR. We saw it being brought in the Super League when it was being opened in Tanzania. Yes. We've seen it being happening in Egypt and also in South Africa. So we need to bring it around, because if we take this behavior to CHAN and AFCON, then it will be chaos.
It will be chaos. But we also need to talk about the officiating, guys. You know, there were also some abnormalities with the officiating. In this
but you don't do that. Despite all the officiating, you don't do that in this side. What have we seen? We saw Manu scoring an offside goal.
No, let me ask the question first. Let me ask the question.
And the players don't beat up the referee.
Let me land the point.
The question might mislead the house.
Okay. I am landing the point. You know, yes, whatever the captain did was wrong, and the technical bench, at the end of the game, we saw some of them run to the pitch also towards the officials, which we do not agree with. But also, we cannot blame one side. The officiating of the game. You know, football is an emotional sport. Almost, kila sport is emotional, but you know football. Game inaendelea. You clearly, sisi nyumbani, we are seeing the officiating is off. Yeah. The referee is adamant that Zanzibar needs to be in the final for crowds and for numbers. And someone needs to call him out. You know, if it is CAF that are in charge of officiating, someone needs to call out the officiating, which was terrible.
The organizers of Mapinduzi Cup.
The organizers of Mapinduzi Cup should call the referees to order.
But violence cannot be justified.
Yes.
That cannot justify violence on the pitch.
No one is justifying the indiscipline that we saw from our players.
Yes, soccer.
But someone needs to call the officials to order.
Wait.
It's not a jungle. There are rules that govern football.
Soccer is an emotive game.
Yes.
Nobody disputes that. But Shatta, referee's confusion, not even decision.
Yes.
His confusion is final. What could have happened is, yes, there were issues about the calls in that match. For me, even the red card that he gave the Zanzibar, for me, he was just trying to console us, for lack of a better word. But what I'm trying to say here is we cannot condone what happened.
That's agreed.
Issues regarding the referee are addressed elsewhere, not on the pitch.
Not on the pitch.
Not on the pitch.
Agreed.
The moment the referee becomes a madman, that issue will be addressed elsewhere.
Yes.
The moment we start addressing referees' inefficiency on the pitch, then we're going to lose it.
Psychologically,
we are going to lose it.
They had
in this sense.
But I'm saying someone needs to call them.
After the skirmishes,
don't call them
immediately
in order on the pitch as the game is ongoing. But after the game, the organizers should have given a statement.
Do you know how a referee is called to order? He loses badge.
Yes.
I believe this referee was a FIFA referee. I believe, because this was top match.
Yes.
I'm sure he was a FIFA referee.
Yes.
Either in Zanzibar or in Tanzania, he has a FIFA badge.
Yes.
What you do with such a referee, if in any case, you can beyond any doubt, have facts that he was incompetent. It's just withdrawing his badge.
Yes.
You cannot first change the result. But the moment referee's punch.
Yes.
Do you know you'll see it in the Guinness Book World of Records?
Yes.
A referee in Tanzania boxed a player.
Yes. That referee's badge needs to go. Clearly, because he decided he wants to be a boxer, let him join the boxing ring. Clearly, he decided I'm not
something
a referee.
must have been said.
And imagine after
Something
that,
must have been said, because he reacted fast.
Look, no matter what was said, listen,
yes.
no matter what was said, just like you said, Aboud had no right to be physical with the referee.
I'm not trying to justify.
Same way, no matter what was said, that referee had no right to punch our player.
There are two Swahilis. The The referee is Mswahili.
Yes.
Abud is Mswahili.
Yes.
I'm not trying to justify.
But if you want to bring that on board also, then let them deal now Kiswahili. Whatever they were dealing with, we'll deal with
What I'm
Kiswahili.
trying to do here is just try and look at both sides. I'm not trying to justify what my captain did. I'm just trying to say that things went out of hand from the incident. And you know, it was not even Abud who was infringed. It was not him.
But he's the captain. Speak for your player.
That's where we went wrong. That's why he got his red card, and that's why we're discussing him here.
Yeah.
Yes.
The moment he felt that he's the captain and he needs to talk to the referee, that's why he lost it. Because for me, we could have just let that foul.
And psychologically, that's where Kenya lost it.
That's why we lost it.
Because immediately after the skirmishes, we got that, we
Conceded the goal.
But we considered a goal after wameongeza 15 minutes.
Either way.
Where did
No,
the 15
still,
minutes
either
come
way,
from?
either way.
Okay, let us come home then. Let us talk about the chaos also that we saw in Embu. Guys, for how long? For how long shall we continue having this
The
conversation?
federation must stamp its authority.
Yeah.
I'm seeing them forming their judicial bodies. They have already formed their standing committees. The 12 standing committees were formed towards the end of the week.
Right.
I'm seeing the federation, the new federation, forming their judicial bodies this week, where we'll have the appeals committee and all these other committees that will handle such cases.
Can we watch the videos you ran us through?
Oh, okay.
What happened?
Yes, we can watch what. This was chaos in Embu, 3K against Kibera Black Stars. Good job, Kibera Black Stars. They're currently, I think, leading the NSL. I think this is an incident where 3K equalized, and the referee picked an offside, and then there were chaos. Guys, me, I'll not support this.
Yes.
I will never support people entering the playing
Stadium.
area. You cannot go into the playing area because you're bringing. What happens when a player is attacked? As much as you're going to air your grievances elsewhere, but not on the playing. Look at what happened. There was chaos, but luckily the game resumed, and 3K lost 1-0 to Kibera Black Stars. But this thing is unacceptable.
It's unacceptable.
I saw it even in Bungoma, where guys were chasing a referee.
Yes.
There's a team in Bungoma that I think just yesterday,
Yes,
there were two
yesterday.
chaos in Embu, and there was another incident in Bungoma,
And there
where
was
you
another
could see
incident on
guys.
Saturday,
Yes.
there's also a journalist, I think he was abused
Where?
in Shabana versus Tusker.
Oh,
There
okay.
was an incident. Samuel Ogor, I think there was an incident, and people were saying that he was beaten up by fans. We still haven't gotten the true information, and it's very sad. It's unacceptable, just like Arocho has said. And I think it's time for the clubs to have to invest more in security, and this is where the federation needs to stamp its authority. The clubs need to invest more in security so that whenever they host a game, like let's say in Gusii Shabana, the fans feel secure, the players are secure, the referee also is secure. And that way we'll see more fans thronging the stadium. Right now, I cannot take my baby girl to a Gor Mahia match versus FC Leopards because we are not secure.
Yes.
The clubs need to, and that is why the fans are shying away from going to the stadiums because they don't feel secure. I remember in 2010 incident, I don't know if you were there, Gor
Yeah, I
Mahia
was
versus FC Leopards. I was still a player at Madara United, but I went to that game and I was seated with the fans. I did not sit at the VIP area, and I seated with the fans. And I'm telling you, once the skirmishes started, I found myself in Bagadi. I remember I had gone to the stadium with my car, but I found myself in Bagadi walking with the two fans that I was with. We did not know how we got there. We just started running because there was chaos everywhere. That is not the football of the day. Hooliganism is even higher in England, but do we see it on the pitch? Do we see it on the stadium? No. We don't see it because they have invested heavily on security. We don't want to see three fat policemen inside the stadium with rungus only. We don't want to see that. We want to see a situation where the security agents are looking at the fans. They're not enjoying the game. They're looking at the fans to see if there are any skirmishes. And once the stadiums are secure enough, we will see matches having being family trips. Someone can go with their children. Someone can go with their family to the stadium. That's what we see in rugby. When you go to a rugby match or a rugby event, you will see the security is top notch, and you'll see people going with their families to the rugby matches. That's what we want to see in football.
But,
and once the federation stamps its authority and compels the clubs to invest more in security, they should have a threshold on how many policemen we need on the stadium, on how many stewards we need on the pitch, and that way in and around the stadium, not only inside the pitch, in and around the stadium. Like let's say if we bring back the Thursday night football or Wednesday night football, can we take it to Dandora? Can it be taken to Dandora? No, it cannot, because of security. So if we invest more in security, then the stadiums will be more safe and the fans will come back to the stadium.
But all these federations that you guys are admiring, when you mention Europe and security, when you mention rugby, there's one thing they've done in common. Security is not entrusted on the teams. Security is provided by the federations. You know? That's why you'd find a game in Arsenal will be cancelled by the police. Not Arsenal, but the police say, according to the duties we have and the engagements we have right now, we cannot guarantee security for that game. Therefore, postpone your match to another date. But when we come back home here and I have a team, I'm playing against Arocho's team, and I am home and I'm told to bring in security, of course, and I'm losing my game and my fans start misbehaving, of course, this security knows that this team will pay me at the end of the day. Do you expect them to be impartial? You don't expect them to be fair, because they came one-sided. Tulikuja, tuchunge hawa, tulipe. But if it was the federation providing security, then the security will be neutral. They won't have a bias towards any side. So I think those are the things that the federation needs to start considering now, that we will not entrust teams with security. Because there are good things we need to, for example, Shabana raised over 1 million shillings. Again, fund collection, gate collection. That is a positive thing that happened in that game that we should be talking about. But the federation, for the lack of seeing this issue of insecurity, now we find ourselves discussing the bad things that happened in a game. Shabana beat Tusker. That is another good thing that we need to discuss.
Well, I support you, Shatta, on this. I think our clubs are incapable of handling security. If our clubs cannot even handle their own players as in terms of their payment, how do you expect them to go out of the way to get the security you're talking about? It's high time that the federation, in conjunction with the government, because security is a government function, that is the federation in conjunction with the government, to make sure that they even if we are coming up with a special force that will be handling security within our sports events, then we should take that route. Because, for example, a team like KCB, their core business is banking. Then you bring in the football aspect. Then you want KCB as a bank to start working around security. For example, when KCB is playing against Gor Mahia, I think we need to start thinking that way. But having said that, we also need to look at the awareness within fans. I think fans need to be educated. Now, this is where I feel clubs should come in and educate their fans. The repercussions of us having chaos within our stadiums, the risks that the team are exposed to when there are chaos in the pitch. So when you look at it from that angle, you'll realize that you'll ease in that pressure. Security, once again, I'm saying, is a government function, and the government should take a lead as far as that is concerned. What happened in Embu for me is unfortunate. Fans getting into the stadium, but the positive side is that nobody got injured. It was not that serious, but it should not reach that point where fans move into the playing area when a match is on. But once again, guys, as a country, yes, we're talking about the negatives, but the positives are also there. As you've said, Shabana managed to raise whatever they raised in
1.08 million.
Yes, and it has been now consistent that whenever Shabana is playing at home, they don't raise less than $1 million. For me, that is still peanuts. We should reach a point where when Shabana is playing a match, at Gusii, we should be raising 10 million. And that's when we're now starting. We'll have conversations concerning the public awareness as far as the fund trouble is concerned. That's when teams will have money even to buy players.
Very true.
I hope that Shabana is now going to plow back that money next season to bring in players. Seti pesa it will just disappear in budgets that are not really bringing value into the team. Shabana next season, move to Tanzania, move to Uganda, bring in quality players so that our team Shabana can go back where it belongs.
Yeah.
All right, let us have bites za interim coach wa Shabana na pia tuangalie wale makocha wengine waliongea kuhusu ligi ya Kenya. Then we come back with your feedback. Remember, we had asked you a question of the day is what do you think Kenya should do to maintain the standards of our stadium? SMS number is 22047. Let us listen to the coaches and come back.
Kwanza nashukuru Mungu kwa hiyo ushindi. Ukiangalia tumecome from a goal down. Ukiangalia tu kwanza vile tulikuwa tumetarajia, tulianza tukiwa down sana. Ukiangalia first half we had a lot of missed passes, tulikuwa very sluggish and careless with passes, but tukapick vile game inaenda. We created chances in the last minutes na tuka score. So ukiangalia I think vijana tukirudi second half walikuja na zile instructions ambazo tulikuwa tumewaambia na ndio kwa maana imetupatia hiyo point 3. Yeah, siwezi sema ndio iko lakini sio haiko that much felt because ukiangalia wale vijana wamekuja ndani leo na wenye wamekuwa before Tegisi na before Msaga wakue wamekuwa kiscore na timu imekuwa kiscore. So ndio tuna feel ile impact yao kwa sababu timu ilikuwa shajela hapo mbele. But wale vijana wako ndani saizi I think wana give their best na hatutawa miss sana. Window ndio inafunguliwa, tukiongeza wawili watatu hakutakuwa na difference.
Na kwanza tunashukuru kwamba ni mwaka mpya ambayo tumeanza na timu nzuri Shabana. Kongole kwa mechi ya leo wameweza kupata alama 3. Yote 9 pia vijana wetu ambao hawajakuwa pia wakipata nafasi wameonyesha pia wako na uwezo. Kwa hivyo mechi ya leo imetufunua na imetuonesha kiwango ambacho timu yetu pahali tupo kufikia sasa. Kwa kweli kila mchezaji ni muhimu na pia wachezaji ambao walikuwa wameenda kuwakilisha taifa ni wachezaji wetu. Kwa hivyo wale wamebaki pia wanafaa waoneshe uwezo wao.
All right, welcome back. Hapo kwa Tusker, whatever mulifanya na Matano, well is in Tanzania now. I hope you don't sit and miss him one day. Okay, acha niangalie feedback ya watu wawili watatu before we come for our parting shots. Kuna jamaa amesema hello Arocho. Mimi naitwa Sylvester kutoka Kisumu na anasema Manchester are on fire, trust the process. Arocho Said mnaweza relegatiwa. Aya, Shatani Gilbert Rotich kutoka Nyaru, ambia Arocho sisi kama Arsenal tuliamua kusaidia wanyonge, but tunajua shida yetu. Hanid kutuambia. All right. TV47 Mziza. Huyo referee hakufanya poa. Unachapa Kapelo kidevu. Bana kwani hakuna rules Mziza? Shata tikitaka. Napenda venye mnachapa shughuli with your good advices. God bless you. Shukrani sana bro. Amesema ni wasalimia ni fan wa United kama Arocho. Majamaa now we need to wind up. Yep. Arocho, before tukuje kwa red card yako na disclaimer isiguse Arsenal.
Itapitia mbali.
Kuna vitu zina happen, ligi imerudi weekend at least ya Kenya. Yeah, and kuna hizo incidents zilikuwa but uzuri hazikuwa major sana vile zinge disrupt shughuli. There is Mapinduzi Cup ilisha, Chan is coming. If you are to talk to the federation in regards to what is happening, because there's a time I was having a conversation with Arocho, tukaongea vile vitu mingi zinafaa zina happen Kenya kama sasa in terms of advertisement ya Chan yenyewe, because if you talk to a Kenyan right now and ask them what do you think about Chan, they'll tell you hatuna viwanja. That is the perspective ya a normal Kenyan. All right, so what would you advise the federation to do? Because you need to advertise ujaze viwanja pia kafa itakuletea tuona hapa ichezwe kwa kiwanja tupu. So what would you advise the federation?
I will advise the federation to do more in marketing. That is what will bring the fans to the stadium and even more corporates to invest and also deal with security measures. They need to stamp their authority and tighten the noose on club licensing, because this is where this is why we do not have a quality league, because the previous federation they were just doing cat and mouse chases, and they were too compromising on clubs. Right now, there's a club which has not played its players for six months. Matano leaving abruptly for Tanzania to Singida Stars after taking Sofapaka to number 7, 6 points off the leaders KCB, which is no mean feat. He just abruptly went to Singida. And why is it? Because of money. Because there's no money being pumped in our league. So we need our league more competitive. And how do we do this? Through marketing and more corporates coming to invest in the league. And also the players, the clubs, if they get these monies, they should need to invest in players, and also quality coaches. Why is it still that months later we still have an interim coach at Shabana? Why is it Peter Okidi, of which he's doing very good since he took over, but why is it still an interim coach? Because he doesn't have the requisite papers. So the federation needs to invest more in these things, and that is the only way we'll bring back the fans to the stadium. We'll have quality players and a quality league. Because
what's your red card?
My red card goes to the center referee, Kenya versus Zanzibar.
Yes.
You are the person who's supposed to be issuing red cards.
Yes.
I've issued you my red card.
Amazing. Enough said. Upper, my punch goes to the federation. You need to do a lot in terms of changing the perspective. Ya CHAN yenye nakuja Kenya. Start marketing now. From the airport to Kiland, Kenya, let us see a billboard. Talk to these former footballers. Talk to the current footballers. Have them on billboards. All right? Get Kenyan artists to do a song already. Okay, this is unsolicited advice we are giving you, but that's why we are here for you guys. All right, thank you very much for tuning in. Masaa yetu kidogo tena imetuambia bye-bye. We meet next week on Monday, same place, same time, with football content. Arsenal itakuwa imepiga Tottenham, and we'll be happy people. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your viewing. Keep it to E47. This has been Monday Blitz. More live.
Watching Monday Blitz. Mimi ni Victor Wanyama, and you're watching Monday Blitz.